doing this, then the other person should also do the same thing. Not like that. I have to do my job happily and responsibility. That's what I feel. Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
wonderfully said,
both.
Manish.
Yeah, very true. And both partners should complement each other. It's not
Yeah.
necessary that their talents are same. They can complement each other.
No, but the point is, you cannot expect the other person to be like you, right? So my take is different. I feel that, I will play my part as well the other person part for the relationship because it is important for me. That's what I feel.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and also it kind of emphasizes the same chapter that we read on. Like he told that love has to be selfless on the first go, and then you have to, I mean, on the first end, you have to grow yourself to be a better person, and then try to be a better partner. I mean, that goes hand in hand because relationship will help you to grow in that way. And also, I think the three kind factors, main factors that he told about love is between kind, compassion, and growth, right? So I think that emphasize both. And when it comes to relationship, it has to be on the two sides that they have to put equally, as in to go have a successful relationship. I think that has to come with the two persons equally.
Yeah. So let's start with the reading. We're already a little late today because of the glitch. And so I would love if anyone can just take up the hosting and facilitation today till the time Jyoti joins us, because I will be sharing the screen, or if someone can share the screen, whatever is convenient. Uh, I'm already sharing the screen, so if anyone can just take up in the lead for asking the readers or whatever, and who would like to read today to start with. So I will just share the screen, and you just take care. If anyone wants to interrupt something, please make sure I'll make you the co-host. Who would like to
Yeah,
do that?
yeah, I may read, yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just make one or two of you co-hosts. So you just help me, right? With if anything is needed, I'll be on mute and I'll share the screen. Okay, so you manage. Meanwhile, if there is anything, just call my name and ask me to stop sharing, and I can just go on mute and speak if needed. Okay, yeah. Take up the reading, and anyone who wants to read after Suman also, you can just write your name and you can follow the order. Yeah. Thank you. Just give me a minute.
Yes, chapter 2, the relationship between you and yourself. Before you can truly examine where you stand in your ability to love well, you must first take a deep. Okay, I'll read again. Before you can truly examine where you stand in your ability to love well, you must first take a deep and honest look at yourself and consider how expansively love flows within your own being, not only within your own mind and heart, but how does it manifest in your habits and behaviors? Are you a friend to your own emotions? Can you stand and face your inner landscape as you are going through tumultuous experiences? Are you familiar with your own emotional history? Do you have a sense of how your past has molded your character and your present day behaviors? The last big question is, are you loving yourself well? The answer to this will give you a good sense of your capacity to love another being. Loving yourself well means not just caring for your body, mind, and heart, but also having an identity that embraces change. One where you encourage yourself to let go of old aspects of yourself. that no longer support your flourishing and bring in new qualities that will help you show up for yourself and others more profoundly. Having a mindset that embraces your own growth is what helps you heal and unbind the negative patterns that are driven by your difficult past experiences. Evolution is necessary. On self awareness, humility is a necessary characteristic that can help you have a peaceful mind and propel you into deep growth. Being humble comes from grounding yourself in the fact that there is always more to learn, and it does not help to be egocentric or to think that you are better than others. True humility actually throws away comparison. It is a state of mind that does not look at life as a competition, and you can appreciate where you are and where others are without judgment. Being humble does not mean you are not confident in your skills. You can silently know your strengths without bragging about them in your mind or to others. Being humble simply means you are open, that your sense of self is calm and flexible, that you allow curiosity to lead as opposed to defensiveness and fear. Humility and wisdom go hand in hand because the depths of liberational wisdom cannot be accessed with a thick ego. The energy of a humble person is quite disarming. It is easy to relax around them and to connect with them because you do not fear being ridiculed. There is an undeniable connection between the relationship you have with yourself and the relationship you have with another. If you cannot see yourself, then you will certainly struggle to see another well. This is why the cultivation of self awareness is critical, not only for those seeking a fulfilling life, but also for anyone who understands the value of appreciating the perspective of another. Self awareness helps you see that within you there is a vast universe, one filled with a variety of emotions, viewpoints, patterns, and so much more. It helps you embrace the complexity that gives you your identity. When you can appreciate your own depth and the range of your own emotions, it starts to dawn on you that you are not the only one who feels so much. You start deeply appreciating that the same way you struggle, others struggles too. Self-awareness opens the door to compassion. You cannot see the depth of your imperfections, the mistakes you have made in the past, and moments in your life where you could have made better choices without the power of self awareness. Self awareness is not meant to be a quality that produces the feelings of regret. Instead, it is meant to encourage the development of objective observation so that you can understand who you are and what you have gone through. Self awareness helps you take an honest survey so that you can move forward with all the information that you need to adjust your actions. You need to be able to see what is there before you can learn from it and grow. Self-awareness helps you see that perfection is not possible, but progress is. It helps you take responsibility for your own actions and gives you insight into other people. When you can come to terms with the ups and downs of your own life, patience and compassion start blooming for yourself and other people. My actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground on which I stand. from Thich Nhat Hanh's translation of the Anguttara Nikaya. Self-awareness also helps you pierce through a lot of the mental conditioning that you never asked for, but that we all accumulate through life anyway. Through self-awareness, you discover your genuine preferences and aspirations, not the things society wants you to strive for, but what authentically feels nourishing for you to spend your energy on. I did not know I wanted to be a writer until I started meditating. I remember in my third silent 10-day meditation course, I felt my intuition strongly encouraging me to write. It took me a long time to listen to that guidance and gather the courage to take it seriously. Self awareness essentially becomes a training ground for the development of qualities that will impact the relationships you have with yourself and with other people. As your self awareness grows, you become less demanding and more accepting. Instead of craving perfection, you start working with the fact that imperfection is unavoidable. Some people develop self awareness through journaling, others through meditation, and some through the straightforward practice of not running away from their emotions when they feel turbulent. Self awareness grows with all reflection, and when the knowledge you are accruing about yourself starts impacting your actions in a positive manner. Harmonious relationships where love keeps elevating are deeply supported and, in many cases, made possible by the cultivation of self awareness. Self awareness is initially the gift that you give yourself, but it automatically expands your capacity so that you can show up for others in a more supportive and genuine way. The underestimated power of personal healing. There is an intrinsic and undeniable connection between the relationship you have with your own emotions and how well you will be able to show up for the emotions of those you love. If you run from your own tension, you will lack the experience to show up for the tension of others. Self exploration and self transformation give you the education you need to improve your capacity to be with another person through good times and tough times. Turning inward also shows you one of the innate follies of human existence. Nothing will ever be flawless. And no matter how hard you try, mistakes will be made. Seeing that in your own history and not running away from that, truth helps you build compassion for yourself that ultimately translates to compassion for others. You have seen yourself falter and commit actions that you later regret or be completely misunderstood, even when you are well intentioned. You see how easy it is to get things wrong and how perfection is not attainable. This becomes a major point of growth once you allow this truth to lighten your judgment of other people when they make mistakes. If you yourself are not perfect, how can you expect others to be? This opening of compassion allows for humility to enter and it creates space for patience. These are qualities that can help you develop peace within yourself, and they are gifts that you can give to those you interact with. The inner work that you do to heal yourself and grow is not just for your peace and progress. These are qualities that you can take with you into any situation with other human beings. This is why personal healing is underestimated in its ability to improve our capacity to connect and care for others. Modern society is still grappling with the mass scale of trauma. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 70% of adults worldwide have experienced trauma. But the fact is that real healing is possible. Healing yourself through therapy, psychiatry, meditation, or some form of effective practice is thankfully becoming widely adopted into daily culture. It is becoming normal to meditate or to have a therapist. And this is a good sign that people today are taking their mental health and mental development seriously. Most of the attention to this work revolves around improving yourself or alleviating your mental burdens for the sake of your own inner peace. Through this work, though this work can transform you at the individual level, it also has a massive impact on how you can relate to others. The ripple effect is tremendous. I found this myself when I started meditating. Not only did my mind slowly become lighter and more peaceful, but all my relationships started to become more easeful and balanced. The energy I was bringing to interactions was more full of love and calmness, and others could feel this between Sarah and me. As we continued on our meditation path, we found that we did not need to walk on eggshells as much around each other because we were more understanding. In the past, a small thing like forgetting about a doctor's appointment would become a full blown argument about responsibility and not respecting the other's time. But now, we may still get upset about it for a few minutes, but it is accepted as a mistake, and we both own our part and discuss how we can handle things better in the future. One of the major signs of progress when you are in the process of healing yourself is how the experience of being alone changes. When being alone transitions from moments where you are intentionally diverting yourself by consuming information like staring at the television or scrolling on your phone to being able to be by yourself without looking for any distraction, then you know you are headed in a great direction. Letting yourself simply be is not only a sign of inner strength, but it also demonstrates the qualities of patience and self awareness. Naturally, some people enjoy alone time more than others, but if your alone time can make space for being without distraction, then this is a sign of emotional maturity. I am naturally an extrovert and spent a lot of my teens and 20s running away from myself by always seeking to be in social settings. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was trying to avoid all the anxiety and sadness I had accumulated. But as I focused on my growth and self development, I naturally started enjoying and appreciating alone time much more. Anybody else want to read?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Another important thing to consider is that even if you haven't gone through intense heartbreak or trauma, there is still a room for you to become closer to yourself. Even if you have lived a beautiful and overall calm life, there are still going to be moments when you experience hardship or where your emotions feel intense or times when the outcome of life is in total contrast to what you desire. These moments of difficulty leave their marks on the mind, and over time, they make us a little more defensive and slightly less open. When we experience these hardships repeatedly, they ultimately become blocks that leaves us feeling tensed and heavy. They stop us from deeply connecting with other people. The hurts you have felt easily become walls that stop you from being able to fully embrace other human being. The same defensive patterns that were helping you survive during a difficult time can reappear during externally peaceful moments. What helped you survive in the past can stop you from loving someone well in the present. A lot of healing revolves around letting go. And for a lot of people, letting go of the past means softening in the present. This means intentionally putting your guard down and reminding yourself that emotional intimacy and connection is not a space of danger, but instead an opportunity to elevate a relationship. When you are examining if you are loving yourself well, you not only have to consider the internal dynamic of how you relate to your emotions and history, but you also have to honestly examine how you treat yourself in daily life. Loving yourself well will manifest in your intentional self care. The way you treat yourself can have a positive or negative impact on any potential relationship. The art of saying yes and no. If you want to help others, if you want to serve the world and make it your life's mission to do good acts, then you have no other option but to make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. Your compassion for others can sometimes be so strong that you forget to ask yourself what you need and to make time for your personal revitalization. Forgetting about yourself can leave you in an unbalanced and potential dangerous position where you push yourself into a deep level of exhaustion. Caring for others is beautiful and noble, but so is doing what you need to personally thrive. To be the best version of yourself, you need to be kind to others and simultaneously give yourself what you need to flourish. It is not one or the other. It is absolutely possible to be a caring person and not totally deplete yourself in the process. Be mindful and create systems that help you live as the best version of yourself. Be attentive and make sure you are not overly exerting yourself. Be intentional and do what you need to keep your tank full. Having restorative practices so that you do not burn having restorative practices so that you do not burn out or fall out of balance is one of the best ways to love yourself well. Saying yes too often, saying yes too often to the demands or requests of others can create a situation where you are burning too much of your energy. It is valuable to be kind, but not at the expense of your own well-being. Knowing how much you can say yes to and actively saying no to anything that doesn't align with your intention is needed in our fast-paced world. Being honest with yourself about what is important helps you to focus your energy on your most significant goals, and it helps you to show up with vitality of people for the people you care about the most. It takes a lot of strength to say no, but it takes a lot of strength to say no, and must much of that strength comes from staying committed to not being a people pleaser. I'll repeat the entire sentence again. It takes a lot of strength to say no, and much of that strength comes from staying committed to not being a people pleaser. Sometimes there is the tendency to err too far on the side of kindness, and you end up becoming overly accommodating. And the other things, the mind may contain patterns from childhood that stem from the fear of ad- abandonment and cause you crave the false security of making others happy. In both instances, people pleasing people pleasing is a form of behavior that can make you lose yourself. When you focus too much on pleasing others, you forget to meet your own needs and you falter into a fulfilling the practices that help you recharge your own battery. I'll repeat. Uh, when you focus too much on I'm sorry about that. When you focus too much on pleasing others, you forget to meet your own needs and you falter in fulfilling the practices that help you recharge your own battery. People pleasing is a form of behavior that is far from balanced middle path. Making sure that others gets what they want from you as opposed to making sure that you get what you need from yourself can leave you severely depleted. As you read this, it is important for the mind to arrive at a point of balance. It is exceedingly valuable to live a life of service, to be kind to those around you, to treat people well, and to help when you can. But this should be measured lifestyle where you strive to do good for others while simultaneously making sure that you are treating yourself well. Going too far in either direction will lead to inner tension and outer friction. Only focusing on yourself can make you self centered. Only focusing on others can lead you dangerous levels of burnout. In the middle of two, you will find greater levels of inner peace and fulfillment. Building a strong base of building a strong base of inner thriving is not easy. It requires a strong intention that gives you your life a clear trajectory to move on. Focusing on yourself and doing what you need to do to be healthy, happy, fulfilled is a new endeavor that the healing generation, those of us alive today who are actively healing the hurt, trauma, and counterproductive habit patterns that we carry, is currently undertaking. Staying committed to your inner thriving is something that's slowly becoming a cultural norm. Really, this is a massive movement towards a greater self awareness and building practices around what you have learned about yourself to help you shine brighter in life. Hard truth. Your relationship was with silence will reflect how at home you feel within your own mind and body. You- I'll repeat. Hard truth. Your relationship with silence will reflect how at home you feel within your own mind and body. If you need to constantly get away from yourself, there is unprocessed pain within you that needs attention and care. How you treat yourself in your mind is visible in a way you treat the people you encounter in daily life. Your inner world is constantly shaping your outer world, and that includes the way you speak and act. When a person demonstrates unwarranted rudeness, hostility, anger, and roughness, it is a sign that their mind is a volatile place, a home without peace. The turbulence in their mind is spilling over and reaching for whoever is nearest. Often, when an individual when an individual is locked into a mode of hyper defensiveness, as if life were a battle, that means there is a lot of unresolved trauma and old pain that has created layers of thick conditioning. This makes it hard to produce actions outside of a heavily tangled habit patterns and they picked up while trying to survive. You can only give what you have, and that does not mean that we are all stuck as we are. You can only give what you have, but that does not mean that we are all stuck as we are. The mind is mutable. It has the capacity to change. We can undo the mental weight we carry with the help of good tools and determination. Arriving, arriving into a relationship with the base of inner thriving is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to a new partner. Having a sense of what you need to make yourself happy is quite helpful because it stops you from expecting your happiness to solely come from your partner. This is something that healing generation is currently grappling with. We are the makers of our own happiness, and our partners can only support and add to the happiness that flows from within us. The inner thriving that you cultivate stems from the work you have done to break delusions that have been holding you back. co- constantly blaming others for any tension that your mind feels, expecting the relationship to always proceed smoothly without arguments, expecting life to not have any challenges, are all misunderstandings that have created large amount of tensions in the mind. Being able to take more responsibility over your perception and the way you react to what you feel directly supports your inner thriving. The magic happens when two people who are in the process of, or not at the very least are open to developing their own inner thriving, come together as a couple and realize that the success of their relationship is dependent on the success of their personal development. Your healing is directly seen through the new calmness of your reactions. You're still you still feel sadness, anxiety, tension, etc., but nowhere near as intensely as before. Should we go ahead? I think it's a whole new chapter. I think so.
No, it's not a chapter. These are just 11 attributes that they have shared. Jyoti is also here. So, Jyoti, I'll just check how many pages are there. I'll just go back to the screen and I'll just check. And you let me know if we should continue or stop here. Just let me know. Just give me a minute.
So Mansi, I think that basically there are 11 attributes to this, and I think after that this chapter will end. I think so. So if it is so, then we can actually end the chapter. But if not, then we will continue tomorrow because we need some time for discussion and sharing the perspectives too.
Uh, yeah, I just checked. The chapter has like these 11 attributes, and there is this one little bit of reading of the definition of happiness, and then there is a reflective question. So how do we go? We can finish them off, but it will, I think, take 10 more minutes for us to read through them. But if you want to stop at the reflections, then that can make sense. So we can just reflect on the questions later. So I don't know. However, everyone is okay with. You decide. What do you all have to say? Shall we just go for another 5 7 minutes and read it out, or you want to stop here? Then we
I
can start
think
from the 11 attributes tomorrow.
I think we can read it out because it will not take much time, and like these 11 attributes will sum up kind of a thing of the entire chapter. So we should do that, but if everybody is okay, we can. Otherwise, we shall stop here.
Yeah. Just let me know. Is everyone okay? Shall we go ahead or shall we stop? Are you okay to like stay back like 5 10 minutes extra
I think we
today?
are
Yeah.
okay, Mansi. Without like we are okay. I think we
Yes,
shall
yes, we
move
are
forward.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I'll just share the screen. Sorry. Just give me a minute. I have to fidget between the screen today because it's uh, the phone is it's all on the phone taking. Jyoti, now that you're here, you'll just take up with the hosting, right? I'll just share the
Yes,
screen silently. So I can
yes,
just go on
yes.
mute. Yeah. Yes. Please take care of that. Yeah.
Uh, okay. Shall I read?
Yeah.
Okay. 11 attributes of inner thriving. Number one, you make time to heal and grow, whether you have experienced trauma or not. Everyone has to go through hard things, and those moments leave marks on the mind that impact your thoughts and actions. Finding and using healing practices that work well for you can decondition the mind so that it becomes less defensive and more open to the natural flow and the beauty of life. Number two, you understand how your own perception impacts your reactions and mood. Blaming all your emotions on events and people outside you create a situation where you are constantly giving your power away. Taking responsibility for your mindset not only helps you grow, but it also widens your opportunity for happiness. You are intentional about who you give your time to. You do your best to design an inner circle that is nourishing and enjoyable. What stand out is the mutual willingness to take care of one another and the motivation to help one another figure out life's challenges. Number four, to practice bringing yourself back to the present moment. When your mind is focusing too much on the past and future and using small details to build tension driven narratives, you can end up creating problems where there are really none. Being able to recenter yourself so that you don't jump to conclusions can help stop you from rolling into negativity or acting rashly. Number five, you stop glorifying busy living. You have your goals, but you realize that you can work towards them without breaking yourself into the process. There is nothing valiant about burnout. Instead, you use your energy intentionally and put in good work towards the things you love, but in a balanced way. Number six, you make time to feel gratitude, reflecting on all the beautiful and simple things in your life that are often taken for granted will help ground you. Being able to remember all the good things and people in your life stops the mind from solely focusing on what it wants next. It is easy to flow from gratitude to joy. You stay in touch with your emotion without becoming attached to them. I repeat this, you stay in touch with your emotions without becoming attached to them. It is very important to acknowledge how you feel, especially when you feel heavy, but simultaneously understanding that this feeling won't last forever. Not letting temporary feelings govern your actions help you have a less tensed mind. Number eight, you remind yourself to slow down. Between the things you need to take care of in a daily life and the way technology is constantly trying to get more of your attention, so much can be missed. Slow yourself down to a healthy pace so you can be present with people, nature, and the activities you love. Number nine, follow your intuition relentlessly. Your intuition helps you grow, leads you to your best life, and helps you make your deepest aspirations come true. Paying attention to what direction it's telling you to go in can help unfold the next chapter of your life. Number 10, you live with gentleness and kindness. You try to do good things for others, but in a very balanced way so that you don't exhaust yourself. Having a giving nature and treating people well directly supports your inner peace. Number 11, you always stay open to learning and growing. You understand that you are not perfect and you have the humility needed to continue evolving. Knowledge is ever expanding, which means there is always more to understand. So, one of the best boundaries you can have is simply not letting other people's energy bring down your emotions. Living in your peace, even when you come across those who want you to join them in their storm, is a sign of deep maturity. The definition of happiness, without a proper definition, happiness will always feel elusive and unattainable. Happiness can seem like an opaque goal until you realize that what you are actually striving for is maximum of peace and joy. On the road to happiness, many get sidetracked by thinking that what they are looking for is pleasure. Confusing happiness with pleasure becomes problematic because the craving for pleasure builds a lot of tension in the mind and it keeps the mind focused on external things. This idea makes you think that what you need is outside of you. Even when you get what you want, there is always more to crave. It is a never ending and completely dissatisfying habit pattern. Jim Carrey once said, I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so that they can see that it's not the answer. After a certain amount of reflection, the insights arises the happiness is not about what you can get. It's an internally cultivated mindset. By examining your own past, you see that the distance between you and happiness has been created by the intensity of your reactions and the turbulence in your mind, both of which are internal dynamics that can shatter your enjoyment of good things that are trying to come your way or even of the things that are right in front of you. If your mind is not in a good if your mind is not in a good place, it will not be able to accept the gifts that life is trying to give you. To build a mindset that allows happiness in, you need to develop the quality of non-reactiveness. Life is generally uncontrollable and it is not possible to live without challenges. So eventually unwanted things and tough situations will appear. Being able to create space in your mind where you can recognize something as undesirable without reacting to it intensely or suppressing is not only helps you deal with it better, but it also keeps you connected to your peace. Not blindly reacting literally allows space for peace to exist in your mind. Not blindly reacting literally allows space for peace to exist in your mind. The less you react, the more peace you have. Similarly, for joy to exist, you need to cultivate your sense of presence. If you are disconnected from what is happening within you and from what is right in front of you, then it will not be possible to experience the true depths of joy. Being able to spend more time in present moment and give those you are in interacting with more of your genuine attention opens the possibility for more joy to arise within you. Both peace and joy and their counterparts, non reactiveness and present moment awareness, all stem from a particular quality of mind, equanimity, when the mind is balanced and steady, when it is taking in the world without clinging to it, when it is simply observing without judging. The mind is in the state of equanimity. The door to access the full beauty of life and the wisdom of universe is opened by equanimity. I don't know the meaning of this word. If somebody can help. Goal. Not letting the emotional turbulence of other people make you lose sight of keeping your mood to the way you want it to be. To be truly happy, equanimity has to be a part of the equation. The definition of happiness is peace and joy you feel from having an equanimous mind. Changing your external environment, such as removing yourself from toxic situations or switching jobs or cities, can be really helpful, but nothing can deliver as great an impact in your life as changing the internal environment of your mind and heart. You have to remind yourself of this truth repeatedly on your journey because the mind does not like taking responsibility for itself. It is an inclined to see all the problems as external. If you take on the goal of building peace within yourself, that means you will need to focus on building three essential qualities: self awareness, non reactiveness, and compassion. Self awareness is needed to stay attuned to the way your emotions change and to not allow the narratives that are built around tension to take control. Non reactiveness help you to slow down during difficult moments so you can ask yourself how you genuinely want to show up instead of just reacting defensively. Compassion is necessary so that you can be gentler with yourself and others. Strengthening these internal qualities will help you more smoothly ride the ups and downs of the life. So, we have reflective questions. What are the three important things you have learned about yourself since you started building your self awareness? What are you attached to? In what ways does your past impact the way you show up in your present life? How has your past shaped your present day goals? And are there any emotions that you are afraid of feeling? So these were the reflective questions, and Manish ji helped us with the meaning of equanimity. This word means calmness and composure, especially in difficult conditions. Thank you, Manish ji, for sharing the meaning of this. This was a beautiful read, though I entered in the room late. But I would love to hear the perspectives of all the people who were there in the session from start. So Mansi, Manish ji, Praveena, Suman ji, please, we are open for discussion and we can start sharing our perspectives. Manish ji, you want to share something?
Yeah. Lot of things actually.
Yes, please, please.
Yeah. See the perspective the author is sharing that how to love better and things like that. Though the point is that your everything starts from your inner happiness, inner state of mind. Nothing is everything what is important in life, especially in this topic. It's all about your inner mindset, how you feel about things. And the author, like, life is a dance actually, right? You can only do your best when you are happy internally, your mindset, your state of mind, your emotions, everything. And I don't know whether it is related to that, but every human being is born as a whole thing. Like, you don't need any external validation. It is your own inner mindset, what makes you good or bad in relationships basically. So if I'm joyful, if I have control of my emotions, I'm at peace with myself, I can only give what I have, right? I cannot give what I don't have. So my own happiness, my own condition of mind, and how I think about relationship, how I take the responsibility of keeping myself fully controlled. Equanimity, I just shared, the calmness, composureness, nothing can affect you if you don't allow that. So our mindset has to be so centered. And so through meditation, through the author is emphasizing that when we have these practices, through meditation, we can have a good control of our emotions. And emotions play a very critical role in our conditioning of our mind. So when we are emotionally good, our mind is more relaxed, and our heart is more uh, well centered to connect with the mind basically. So it has a good coherence of heart and mind basically. So this inner meditation, yoga, and things which help us in having a good control on our emotion, our well-being, plays a very critical role in conditioning our mind. And through meditation, we can have a good control on our how we respond to difficult situations, like when we are going through like tough phases of life, and when people don't treat you well and things like that. So our inner state of mind, our inner balance is very important. So through meditation and through our own thinking, our conditioning of mind, we can have a good control of our emotions. And with that state of mind, we can think positively about having a good relationship. That okay, like one should understand his or own responsibility, that how I can take the relationship better. And first the person has to be best at oneself before I can help the other person to make a better relationship. So I think having a very controlled mindset, and a happy mindset, and having a loving mindset, because love is the highest frequency that a person has. So when you are in a very happy mode, calm and peaceful, and like you feel, and when you expect when you treat other people the way you want yourself to be treated, you are editing at a highest frequency, right? So that way you connect well with people, with calm composure, and with a positive state of mind, with a happy face, smiling face. And at that state of mind, your mind is at its best, because in its true nature, we a person is supposed to live happy, right? But due to through the experiences of life, the past experiences, and how we have been wired till date, it plays a very critical role. But if we look into the spiritual part of our life, we can only make ourselves happy, when we believe that, yes, I don't need any other validation from outside of myself. If I can understand myself, and I can be happy, I can have a good control on my mind. And the mind is uh, either mind is your if you have a good control on your mind, you can do so many wonderful things, right? You can be happy, you can help others, you can have a good control of your actions, and action is the only thing. Actions play a very critical role, right? We all know that. So it's all about having a good control your mind and a positive mindset, and be at peace, and think of like just be happy at yourself and treat the same others. So I think it's a very uh, when I'm happy, when I'm at peace with myself, I'm happy, and I'm doing meditation. I have a good control on my mind and on my body. So I think I can do wonderful things. And same thing, I can share with others, and that way it's just like a trust, like, and one can build on the relationship, nothing like that. And one more thing is, there are so many things in this preventive communication. The author mentioned that sometime you have to communicate well in advance, so that it's just like planning to fail is failing to plan. It's just like that. So you have to look for preventive communication, how we can do things better in future. No, because of society, upbringing, and things like that, how the other person has been conditioned in the past, right? So those kind of detailed preventive communication plays a very important role in building a strong relationship. What I feel. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Manish ji, for summing it up so beautifully. So basically, from the things which you have shared, I just can sense, or this is my perspective, maybe, that today's entire chapter was surrounding towards that how you can take care of yourself, and how the self thing is the most important part of it. And when you are actually taking care of yourself, things will be much easier for you. So yeah, thank you for that understanding, Manish ji. Anyone else? Mansi, Prabhu?
Yeah, I would say.
Yes,
Just,
please.
yeah, otherwise Manish ji has covered up all the important points. Uh, just to add that, uh, here the thing that was emphasized was balance, that you have not to drain out. You have to focus on yourself also, you have to nourish yourself also, and give to others. Maintaining a balance is necessary, actually. Yeah.
All right. Yes. But balancing is extremely important. And I also read that part, I think, where it said that you cannot be entirely self centered, you can't be entirely selfish, and you can't be entirely a people pleaser. That is the word which the author used. And I really loved it because from my own thinking and my own experiences, I have seen women around me, mostly women. Men are also there. I'm not gender biasing something, but mostly women in our society, majorly in Indian society, they are actually grown up in that way, or they have been conditioned in this way, or the subconscious is conditioned in this way, that women are there to sacrifice. They'll sacrifice for their families, they'll sacrifice for their friends, maybe for children, then and then later and sooner they won't get time to think about themselves. So whenever the mother is saying, the daughter will say yes. Mother-in-law saying something, the daughter-in-law will say yes. Husband is demanding something, she'll say yes. Children are demanding something, she'll say yes. So I think men and women both, they should know that where they are become a people pleaser, because I have seen my father too. He is a people pleaser. He cannot say, so I'm not gender biasing it. I have seen my father also doing that. He cannot say no to people. He never said no to people, whether he can do it or not. And when he says yes, obviously he doesn't want to do it. Sometimes he doesn't want to do it, but he has to say yes. And then when he does those things, then he is not doing it wholeheartedly. So I think this is a very important point, to take care of yourself and to maintain that inner peace. It is very important that if you don't want to do something, you will have to say no. You will have to learn and say no. So this part I was in. That's why I'm emphasizing so much into this. But thank you so much, Sumanji, for sharing this. Prabhu, Mansi, you have not spoken. Please do.
Um, yeah, yeah. I think most of it I wanted to talk about balance, but Suman
Hello.
has spoke about it. Am I audible?
Hi. Hello.
Yes. Hi. Hi.
I'm just logging in through Shree's phone. My phone got switched off actually.
Okay, okay, Mansi,
Can
no
you hear me?
problem. Yes, yes, we can hear you.
I'm not able to hear any of it.
Okay,
Hello?
okay. Yes, Mansi, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry for that. I think there is some issue. My phone just switched off and I'm in a hospital.
No
I've just
problem.
come to visit a relative. So I just request Jyoti, I have sent sent the summary of this like reading today.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
just please take the summary of the shares of people. I had things to share, but then I'll just share it tomorrow maybe. So it's
No
okay
problem. No
because we're
problem.
already late now, and I'm
Yes,
also
yes, yes,
not on
yes.
my phone. And
Yes,
so
yes.
I'll just add to it tomorrow, maybe with the reading tomorrow. And you can just share the reflection slide or whatever you want. Like, and I was about to share the 11 attributes when the phone went off. So if you want to
Mhm.
share that part and the discussion part or sharing part, whatever has covered, just take a summary of it and just share it in the group
Okay,
uh,
okay. I'll do that.
from my
I'll
end.
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You please,
Okay.
you please carry on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. I'll just leave from this phone
Uh-huh. All
also.
right, all right.
You
No
can
problem.
close the room and the recording is already in place, so it will be covered. Like just
Yes,
make
yes.
sure you end the room. Uh, like just don't leave. End the room also. Like because I'm
All
leaving
right, all right.
early, so just make
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, Prabhu, you were saying something. Please continue, dear.
Oh, nothing much. I would like to, take the self-awareness part, and I have like 3 pointers where I think it is mostly related to me. So, I personally believe if you are not self-aware enough, then probably social settings and the on-mark people pleaser behavior would basically imply on you becoming you, and you would, I mean, giving an example in that way, if I really didn't like enjoy pizza and the world is around me telling that pizza is the best food in the world, I would come to a setting that I really enjoyed pizza. So that might be a small example, but that is how social setting will make one person who's not self-aware to become other person in a way of fitting into the world. So I think that is one thing where the chapter emphasized on self awareness. The second point I would want to reflect on is always look up to the emotions that you're going through. So once we are in anger, we just, go out with our brain and we just express ourselves with the emotions that we have. So self awareness will make you feel that the emotions are separate part and you are just witnessing it in a way, in a perspective. So that is one thing that self awareness will help you. And third important point that I think is very important in everyone's life is that nobody's perfect. So it is impossible for somebody to be perfect because you know your thoughts, you know your emotions. It sometimes comes and goes, and you cannot always be on the brighter side all the time. So having that humility, having that kindness will help you to see the other people having that kind of issues. So you know that nothing is perfect, so you don't want to point out to your partner or the other person telling that he or she is wrong. As the author emphasized, it might come for, you might be upset for 2 minutes, but then you come back to a point that you will put yourself in that shoes and you understand that it might be a mistake and it will be correct later. So these are three main pointers that I have saw in self-awareness. So it was a wonderful read, and it was so much eye-opening for me.
Thank you, Pravina, for sharing that. That was beautiful. And yes, obviously, everything you said is a point which all of us should reflect upon. And yes, nobody is perfect. Whenever we are doing something, we know that whenever the other person is doing something, we know that we should have that compassion, which author is actually emphasizing on again and again. That yes, if we are not perfect, the other person is also not perfect. So giving that leverage, or that understanding or that room for the relationship is extremely important. And all of us should know how to make yourself at peace, make your partner at peace, and make the relationship at peace. So yeah, thank you so much, Pravu, for sharing that. One more thing I would like to emphasize before ending the session is that the definition of happiness, which we read at last, the end of the chapter. So definition of happiness, basically definition of every attribute in this world can be different for different people. Definition of success can be different for different people. Definition of happiness can be different for different people. And when you are not satisfied, when you are confused, when you get everything whatever you wanted today, you will always crave for more. And this is something which we all are aware of, because at some point or the other we wanted something in life, we got it, and for maybe 2 3 months, 1 2 3 weeks, we were happy, and then we started thinking about something else, that okay, I have achieved this, now I want to achieve this as well. So this is a good thing that we want to evolve, but dissatisfying ourselves, thinking that okay, this will make me utterly happy, and then everything will be good in my life, and then wanting more, and feeling sad for something what you don't have, is a myth. When you think that this will give me happiness, nothing can give you happiness until and unless you are satisfied with what you already have. So once you are satisfied with it, once you have that feeling of evolution is correct, but once you have this feeling of dissatisfaction, it will always keep you in that loop of unsatisfied and unhappy person. So I think that Jim Carrey correctly said that everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they have ever dreamt of, so that they can actually understand that this is not the answer. And I loved this part. I have read this previously also, and I've shared it in many of my sessions, that this is beautiful example of how one should look at happiness, success, and everything. So this mindset of being satisfied, the mindset of being happy, the mindset of being at peace is the most important part of it, not the things actually we want for happiness. So this is what I would want to end the session with. I hope
Yeah.
all of you enjoyed the session.
I just want to add one thing on the same line.
Yes, yes. Please,
See,
please, Manish.
the material things can only give you happiness up to a limit. Okay, but it's only your mindset which can make you really happy. And there was the research done by some. I read some book in US that after a certain salary, uh, the money that more money you earn, it doesn't have to happiness. So happiness is
Absolutely.
a state of mind, because see, material things are only just a they only support your happiness actually, but real happiness is your state of mind. Some people who have less money, but they are more joyful, more happy, more lively in life, right? So
Hmm.
happiness is a state of mind.
Absolutely, Manishji. This was beautiful. The end of the chapter was beautiful. I will highly want everybody to read that happiness part at least once again, because it was so. Because we always talk about all these things. I have been talking about that happiness is not equals to a job. Happiness is not equals to a particular salary. Happiness is not equals to having a child or maybe having a beautiful marriage. But I myself has seen it very hard to accept it and to be following this path. Though I've been reading and trying to understand this particular thing from a very long time, but still sometimes it happens with me that I am sad and I am mad about certain things in life which I couldn't achieve, and I connect all those things with my happiness. But I really want everybody to reflect upon all these things. This is very important. And yes, sooner or later maybe we'll understand this. So thank you so much for all to be with me till the end, and I'll be sharing the summaries, and we will be meeting tomorrow with the new chapter.
One
So I think yes.
One important thing I want to add, see, the importance of journaling in life, whether it is in
Hmm.
any area of life, because see, every human is a emotional human being, right? So sometimes we, in some situation, our emotion can take a control of ourselves. But when we do journaling, that okay, how much time I need to spend on any particular thing, right? So
Yes.
that just to create a good balance, so that
Hmm.
journaling will give you a good control on your emotion, your life balance, and it
Hmm.
will keep you
Hmm.
in control, right? So journaling at the end of the day, like how you spend your day, how you spend your energy, did you overdo something, did you went out of balance? So journaling is very important. It will keep a good check on your emotion, your time management, and other important area of life, so that you don't overdo something which can make you out of control, out of balance. So journaling is very
Absolutely.
important, I feel. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Manishji, for sharing that. And yes, journaling, practicing gratitude, all these practices are actually will actually make people good, and meditation, which you focused upon. So I think we have to figure out that what works best for ourselves, and healing is a powerful tool. Healing yourself is power. So I think we all should take some time for self care, self love, and self awareness. This is very important to lead this beautiful life God has given us. So yeah, with this we'll end this today's reading session. This was beautiful. Thank you so much, all of you. And I'll be sharing the summary in the group. And we shall meet tomorrow with the new chapter. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a nice
Thank
Thank
you
day.
you.
all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.